Yes?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see an old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown. An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind. Just dead. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to
Yes? What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary. Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness. The rows are endless. The lieutenant is thinking to himself. His eyebrows are slightly raised.
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoilsport. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double-count murder-suicide.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus. Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Really? It can't be that. Are you sure? Who could say it's not true? If you really don't remember anything.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Okay. Style me.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the
It's all part of the master plan.
A good joke. It's good we set this thing aside. Was there anything else you wanted to...
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
No. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
I bet you do. The 41st is known to kill people, often. If you could only find your gun. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
It's all part of the master plan, you see. The silence carries.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional, but I also think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
The legend! He's back. And firstly, I got smokes and piss and a little speed to spice things up. My kind of guy. Here you go, friend.
Tequila Sunset.
Don't call.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere. The portal reel is just what you needed. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. Then the organ starts playing, a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. Within seconds you know this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to. This one, a click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like 1,000,000 times. Yep, they're all here. All 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way. Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove the tape from the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
The bed is comforting, if
The waves are big.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer? The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Oh? Who? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table.
Everything's still cool here, of it. Me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the...
Very cool. I like your style of it. Me?
This man probably...
Very sharp.
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
The Apricot Suzerainty is what the Seaguy archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Seaguy. My grandma used to grow them. But Seaguy is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws. Speaking of, why not me?
This man probably comes the lieutenant. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. No, it's very cool. Me?
This man probably the lieutenant. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era.
Very cool. If you say so, officer. Me?
This the lieutenant. Apricot Suzerainty.
Very cool. That's so cool, officer. Speaking of me,
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as
very,
Apricot Suzerainty calls to
very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. No, it's...
Fuck does Kuno care?
The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno's patience here. Get lost,
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
The man is decomposing visibly. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Yes? What is it? What precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Hey, was there something you needed?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. You see a heavy steel door with a The door does not budge.
Hi again, gendarme. You did? And how did you like him? I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. A visitor to his opportunities, or is it just money? I don't... Friends, I told you. That he won't... It is. On Sundays. What about me, gendarme? You did? Ah, shoot. What if you can keep it? I don't mind. I can appreciate beauty when I see it. How cunning. I like men who take what they want. You can keep it. I don't mind. Blend in where? At Carnival? Bye-bye, gendarme. Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Make way for the master poet.
A lorry abandoned. The smell of cigarettes. There's something odd about the passenger seat. He closed the... The woman is still hunched over the railing. Her head...
Huh? What is it? What are you...
The woman...
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
She's just...
You hear that, Loman? A pilgrim is what it is.
A lorry stuck in the windows. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you. The driver, a large man. It is the seal of...
Right to work! Free flow of commerce!
Don't talk to him any longer. Just leave, please.
Fucking mom.
You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio, cracking somewhere, an earpiece. I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until...
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying.
Honest man, we came here.
I have a...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If the bastard main gate's locked, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually.
He seems to be following his orders well enough for now, but beneath it all, there is a boiling rage. And do not be fooled by the programming. There is a precarious balance inside him, keeping him in check. But it...
Hola, wandering man. How come Los Ardis? They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law. We're negotiating. Aye.
The man whispers a jaunty tune.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. That's so. I haven't heard anything about that. But if that's true, well, he was an enemy combatant. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of...
He believes the Hardy Boys could have done it.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. The mercenary, eh?
The man whispers a jaunty tune.
Promising race pupil returns. Racist.
Welcomed. He must think. The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions.
The size of the earlobes is not a real craniometric.
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean-Luc.
Yes. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation. It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Hul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur la Clé and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al-Ghul. That is the only reason you are here. I am not the first.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone.
The hardy. Now leave me be.
Yes, it was probably nothing.
Don't be vulgar. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront International Capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. All around you, the fruits of its defeat. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted disease. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Stop explaining yourself. No one cares. Offshoots. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale. No, I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne, and no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simony strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms. Don't be vulgar. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. Above all, ramp offshoots. I am not surprised you enjoy it so. We are the I am a descendant. No. Yes.
This could have made him more.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do. Mr. Clare also to jam. I am not surprised.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance.
Racists are
Welcome to Revachol. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions.
Correct.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights and they solve shit. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish. Yeah, a cool, trash superstar. Big dick cop down on his luck. Salam Rocky by here. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It... This is the night. Rusting control panel with no screech of metal.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you? Traveling. By the way,
in the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens,
Herschel. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. It's not luxury yachts, high fidelity, don't get me wrong. Go right ahead. It was a farewell.
Mister, I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a... Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all... Of course, mister. I'm more than happy to be helpful.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Great! You want to bounce something off your old friend? It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine.
You cannot but notice the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversation.
No, Harry. I'm perfectly neutral and 100% for transparency. I know people say a lot of bad things about the Debarders Union, but we are actually squeaky clean.
Yes, he really doesn't seem to mind.
Absolutely, Harry. What's on your mind?
Not
change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of people who've studied these things said that. So, lately we Occidentals, this concerns you?
Cultural victory? What is this then? Oh?
Good.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged.
It's not...
Change the...
I'm not... People who've studied these things said that you and me are superior. So, lately, this concerns you?
Cultural victory?
It's true. Good. If we...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression...
it's not...
Change the topic.
Suit yourself, officer. Hide your...
When you said before that you were Down with racism. Was it meant in earnest, or were you just trying to win his confidence? I suppose that's a relief. Just be careful how often you avail yourself of this technique. A lie may be useful in the short term, but I have a way of catching up with you later.
We know a lie, sire, and it didn't feel like one to us. He chooses to believe, though.
And one more thing. As you've seen, these sorts of attitudes are quite common in Martinez, so I expect this to happen again and again. I've had this conversation enough times in my life. From now on, I'm going to stay out of it. How you choose to respond is your business, but be careful. Now let's move on.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew. He smiles and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
It's you again. What is it?
can I help you?
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervour now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today? What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry. Well done. Don't even tell me what it was. But good job. I love it when workers take the initiative like this.
Mister, I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer and all, and...
Promising race.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? What you want is of no significance.
Hey, was there something you needed? No, you don't. It's not happening.
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man. You need to approach this situation logically. Ask him why he has the PA system installed if you can't use it.
By causing more trouble, I think we're good. It's for the... It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44. A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke. Okay, yes, it's for some clients. Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Old call box with a matrix of push buttons. The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kidd's...
Tequila Sunset. Wonderful. Interesting. Ah, this is what they use to keep the working men going. This last one is the most Martinet story I've ever heard. I've never heard it mentioned outside of here. At first, I thought it was a joke, to be honest. But I've been on the coast 8, 9 months now, and in that time I've seen at least 3 expeditions come through, searching for something. Magic animals? No, man, this is serious stuff. No, Tequila. Most people already know where they live. It's guys like you and me that are the exceptions. Hey, hey! Fuck you, Tequila. All kinds. I've seen archaeologists, gangsters, even a bunch of ad agency types. I'm telling you, Tequila, this thing's got a pull on certain kinds of people. You know, obsessive types. People with predilections. Some of those expeditions come back after a week or so, looking haggard and dejected. Others don't return at all. The first time I saw one of these expeditions, I thought they were fucking with me. There was no way it could be true. It was just too high concept, even for me. I'm not even sure I should be telling you this story, to be perfectly honest. You're in a fragile state, and it might be too much for you to handle. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But I'm warning you, it's pretty out there. Our story begins at a legendary design studio, right here in Martinez. There was this designer. His exact name is lost to history, but in life, he was a legend. Made it big in Aranya, where he did some real pioneering work on grotesque and sans serif typography. A fucking genius, man. That is, if he even existed. Who knows? It's an urban legend, after all. Anyway, sometime later he started his own personal studio here in Martinez. And that's when he started working on some really wild stuff. I'm talking some glass-smooth, forward-looking design language, the kind of thing that would totally overthrow the old regime, design-wise.
A paradigm-shattering revolutionary?
But then, something turned. You see, it's widely known that nose candy and pioneer graphic design work go hand in hand. You know Tequila, nose candy, the White Railroad, party powder.
The kids on the streets also call it Snow Day.
Or Emelan Gold. For the plateau on which most of the world's supply is grown and harvested, typically by slave labor.
Sinus salt, the White Knight.
Can't see, for its popularity among the aristocratic class of the prior century.
Along with a number of more banal street names. Blow, of course, but also flake, powder, pearl. Really, anything that's white will work. He's talking about cocaine, baby.
Shit yeah, Tequila. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've got to understand, the work this guy was doing was so high concept that regular amounts of cocaine just weren't cutting it. By the end, they were bringing it in by the lorry load. Now, as you might imagine, snorting that much cocaine can't be healthy for a regular human, right?
Right. Wrong. Do it all the time. All day, baby.
Hey, Tequila, pay attention. The story goes that one day he was balls deep in work on what he thought would be his pièce de résistance, an advert so minimal it contained neither text nor images, just pure white. Apparently the idea was too high concept even for this genius. He dropped dead right at his desk before he could finish. His last words are recorded to have been, "It's as white as a blizzard of cocaine." I know, Tequila. I know. But the story doesn't end there. Supposedly, when they performed the autopsy, the coroner discovered nearly 1/4 kilo of coke jammed into his nasal cavity.
That's almost certainly anatomically impossible. Wrong again, nerd. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. 250 grams of blow had accumulated in there over the years. We're talking high-grade Saramaritian pure. Not that cut-rate shit your grandma does. There are those who believe the designer was buried with this 1/4 key of nose candy still lodged in his sinuses. That's what those expeditions are looking for.
The cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull. No. Wow! Here's the kicker. This designer, this lead designer of a world-famous design studio, was born in Martinez. That's why he brought his studio here, back to where it all began. And that's why they buried him here, too. Perhaps right under Ab's pipe there. Or probably further down the coast, or in some yard in Martinez proper. A hidden mausoleum, no one knows exactly.
No, my grandma always told me his grave lay somewhere on the islets on the bay.
This is ludicrous and physically impossible. Sinuses can contain that amount of anything.
My only question is, where does one get a shovel?
The archaeologists say they want to put it in a museum, the gangsters say they want to sell it on the black market, and the ad agency guys say they're seeking inspiration.
Bullshit. They just want to snort it. But you could beat them to it, Harry. You could snort the magic skull cocaine instead.
I'm pretty sure they all just want to snort it, though.
And why wouldn't they, eh? Sounds like right strong stuff.
Don't listen to him or his grandma. He's just making things up.
No, my grandma told me. I've heard other people say it too. That it's underwater. Or no, maybe it was the storm sewers.
Or maybe it's in the air. Or in an ancient state pyramid offshore.
In a pyramid? Now that would be something.
They're pretty vague about it in general. The gangsters like to claim they're looking for the grave of a friend, with picks and shovels. The archaeologists act all official about it, saying they're conducting serious research. Honestly, I think they're not really scientists, just rich. The junkies, for some reason, are pretty upfront about it. They just say they're looking to snort some blow out of a dead man's nasal cavity.
Honest men on an honest quest. You should join them.
By now, I'd say I know about as much about it as anyone on the coast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on just a minute. Finding it right now is literally impossible.
What?
For one, the way is blocked by that big lorry that says Delta Logistics Company on the side. You definitely have to search the area behind that lorry too, yet it is impassable. And second, outfitting an expedition like that is expensive. It'd have to be a big production to do the cocaine skull justice. You need new gear, people who know what they're doing, all kinds of provisions. It's just not feasible within the economic and temporal frame of our current setup. Matter of fact, unless a bunch of money just falls out of the sky, we might never know what's up with that skull.
I have to agree. We barely have what we need to solve the case we've got now. We can't afford to run around chasing after quasi-mythical pieces of drug paraphernalia. Besides, it would look extremely bad for the RCM to be caught up in something that has the word cocaine writ large on it. The PR is tricky on this.
Wait, maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast? Don't give up now.
Yeah, well, that's the reality situation for you. Who knows, though? Maybe someday we'll get our chance. Not that I can think of, currently. That might be the case. Right. I've never... Magic animals? All kinds. Some of those... The first time...
There's no... You...
I'm not even sure I should be telling you. Okay, fine. There was this...
He existed. I'm talking...
Anyway...
A paradigm.
But then, something turned. You see, it's widely known that you've got to... Now.
Right. Wrong. All day.
Hey! Apparently the idea was too high concept even for this genius. But the story...
That's wrong.
That's right. There are the
cocaine scum.
The cocaine here. That's why... Or...
No,
This is ludicrous.
My only question is, where does one get...
Good thing, because...
What?
For one, the way is blocked by that big lorry that says Delta Logistics Company on... And second, it's just...
I have to agree. Besides, it would look
What are you talking about?
Your loss.
That's all right. We've got plenty of it.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those.
Hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bear involved. This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life. The alphabet. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamete. H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Eura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P is for perihelion. Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for Wahrheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava. Z is for zenith. That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Mister, what were you doing in my fireplace? Oh, okay.
Hi again. So, how things...
Goodbye, officer.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night.
Huh? I see you're here again. Offside, man.
Yes, what is it?
Hello again. I do have some...
No, I mean, come on.
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent.
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harli people, the name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures...
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying? Then I guess everything got said, right? I do some...
Lo Mantang.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that, and a special costume.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality, helps to clear my head. But anyway... Sure, what's on your mind? But of course, I do have some...
No, I mean, come on. You need the money.
Of course, Detective. I don't know if you... If not, then...
Forget it. They don't sell those kind of books.
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM.
scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take...
Her voice...
Gottlieb, what you get yourself into this time? Oh, it's you. I know a woman skilled at that sort of thing over in Jamrock, but I wouldn't want to inflict you upon her. Best of luck, detective. I didn't, but now I do. How's the drinking going? Great. Have a medal. I have an autopsy to attend to. An autopsy of one Chester McLean who died of fish poisoning.
Fucking, I'm not dead. It just hurts so.
I didn't, but now I do. Ah, great to hear it. I didn't. Great.
Fucking, I'm not dead. It just hurts, okay?
I didn't, but now I do. Great.
Fucking, I'm not dead. It just hurts, okay?
What? You want me to do blood? Do that. I need to go.
It's not. Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
With all it, what else?
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you, or...
And you survived?
Sort of, but...
Even better.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours, before the rest goes too.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? It will take...
Her voice...
Gottlieb, what is it now?
Anything else? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Then 4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. Roger that. 1010, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Malike. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? Please, no. Not this again. You were trying to impress...
Sounds like it's going to be bad.
Great. Anything else? No? Not me. Okay.
You hear the call breaking up.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? No. And I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of a metallic drawer. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. As you tap on...
No. That's enough fun.
Make way for the master poet. Nope. Don't. Some of the other drugs.
Hey, isn't he like smoking right now?
Okay. But this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of us have lung cancer. He ain't one of us.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
It's like...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Anything else? Us lorry driver. Not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him.
Oh, high-grade narcotic.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il-Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket.
Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance, this rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry?
Yeah, it must be. Your job's to know all these little things, isn't it? Well, my job...
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.